It will be breezy. A shower can't be ruled out across eastern Long Island and Connecticut, but the vast majority of the area should stay dry, a high of 71, and in the mid-70s Monday and Tuesday with some sun and perhaps a shower either day. 88 degrees and mostly sunny right now in Midtown. We're going down to 64. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson on New York's weather station, 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM.
Winds News Time, 3:14.
We want to remain at home as we age, but sometimes we need a little help. Whether your needs are physical or cognitive, River Spring Licensed Home Care Services Agency provides in-home short and long-term care in the 5 boroughs and Westchester. Our home health aides can escort you to medical appointments, cook, oversee medications, and assist with daily personal care. For free consultation with River Spring Licensed Home Care Services, call 833-50-RIVER. That's 833-50-RIVER or go to riverspringliving.org.
When building the 2023 RDX, we decided to raise our standards. That means a 272 horsepower VTEC turbo engine, standard. Acura Watch Advanced Safety and Driver Assistance Technology, also standard. Panoramic moonroof, standard. Alexa built in, also standard. The 2023 RDX, raise your standard. Acura, precision crafted performance.
Winds News Time, 3:15 in Hawaii. Some people might be thinking twice the next time they rely on technology, particularly GPS. This after some tourists got into trouble when they followed faulty GPS directions.
For the second time in just over a month, a driver mistakenly drove down a boat ramp at Honokohau Harbor and landed in the water, her SUV quickly submerging. A local fisherman was one of those who helped get her to safety. It was a similar story in late April when another tourist drove down the same boat ramp. She and her passenger were also helped by locals. Both drivers say they were following GPS to meet a tour group and didn't know they were driving into the harbor. It's not clear how a navigation app took the drivers down the boat ramp, as all the main apps like Waze, Google, and Apple show water where the boat ramp is, not a roadway.
That AI knew what it was doing. She must have said something bad about the radio in the car or something. Correspondent Andrea Fugee reporting on it. Speaking of technology, do you usually let money sit in your Venmo or your PayPal account instead of transferring it on over to your bank account? New warning tonight on why that might not be a good idea.
According to Pew Research, more than 3/4 of all adults have used a payment app, but the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is issuing a new warning that people who keep their cash in those peer-to-peer payment apps are at risk of losing their money in a crisis because those funds are not protected by federal deposit insurance. Although none of the platforms appear to be at risk of collapsing, there has been enhanced scrutiny after 3 regional banks collapsed in the past 3 months.
Correspondent Rian Ali reporting. Prince Harry's immigration records are the subject of a U.S. federal court hearing next week. Conservative think tank, the Heritage Foundation, suing the Fed to find out if it acted according to procedure when it granted the royal U.S. visa. They're pointing to revelations about the Duke of Sussex taking drugs in his recent book. Under U.S. immigration law, evidence of past drug use can be enough to reject an application. The think tank filed a complaint under the Freedom of Information so he can get the government to release Harry's immigration file. The case will be held in front of a federal judge on June 6th in the nation's capital. Well, they've been familiar voices to Mets fans for decades. Now broadcasters Howie Rose, Gary Cohen, all officially part of Mets history. They'll be inducted into the Mets Hall of Fame. The pair shared the broadcast booth for 3 seasons from 2003 to 06. Rose says he can't believe he's going to be in the Hall.
I mean, the whole thing is surreal. It'll certainly crystallize tomorrow. But even then, I'll imagine that it's going to be something akin to an out-of-body experience.
Yeah, fellow broadcaster Howard Johnson will also be inducted at tomorrow's ceremony. Congratulations, guys. Winds News Time 3:18. We're back in a moment.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-810-3588. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-810-3588. 800-810-3588. 800-810-3588.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
A relentless pursuit of the stories that matter to you. We are 1010 Wins.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
We'll give you partly sunny skies and 87 degrees out there at 3:20. I'm Larry Mullins, and here's what's happening. So they brought him in for questioning after he allegedly shot a man to death in front of his Queens apartment, but a 65-year-old man who said he was just defending himself will now have to answer to a host of charges, not even related to the shooting. Figure that one out, folks. Hang on a minute. Also from the court, the grand jury now looking reportedly into the case of Daniel Penny, the ex-Marine who put Jordan Neely in a chokehold last month, which killed him. The question remains if Penny went overboard in subduing the Michael Jackson impersonator. The Justice Department says it will not file any charges against former Vice President Mike Pence after classified doctor found at his place. This coming a few days before Pence's announcement that he's planning to run for the Republican nomination for president. Fort Bragg becomes the latest U.S. military installation, getting a name change now. This is in the wake of an initiative to remove Confederate names and monikers from our military bases. And Tom Holland says talks regarding Spider-Man 4 have been put on hold. It's a solidarity move in step with the writer's strike. We'll have more in 1010 Wins Entertainment. Oh, a good day on Wall Street. All the indexes in the win column right now, with the Dow leading the way. We'll have more on Money Watch. AccuWeather is hot this afternoon with a high of 92. Wednesday news time 3:21, and from your Mercedes-Benz of Edison.com traffic center, here's Greg Wright.
Yeah, Loop Parkway, Long Island or Long Beach, Point Lookout, and Lido bound is shut down until at least 6 o'clock. Again, they have closed the Loop Parkway between the Meadowbrook and Point Lookout and Lido because of the sinkhole on Lido Boulevard over at Regent Drive. They're trying to get traffic reformatted for the weekend, so as they set up a new traffic pattern, they have closed the Loop Parkway heading for Point Lookout and Lido Beach through at least 6 o'clock. Outbound Holland tolls 45 to 60 minutes, and the fun's just getting started because the outbound Skyway is slammed all the way to Broadway because of a stall in the right lane. Newark Bay Extension, you got a westbound mess getting out towards 14B as they deal with an accident. Inbound Skyway is an extra 20. Newark Bay is lesser of two evils either way. Lincoln's about 15 to 20 minutes in. Outbound side of the Lincoln Tunnel is a solid half an hour. Citybound George back up to 20, up 15 down. Nothing easy out yet. In New Jersey, Western Spur northbound near 15 and Newark, you got a crash in the center lane. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. Rest of them, at least. Queensbound RFK getting worse because of a breakdown knocking out a lane. Throgs Neck Clearview combination is the best of a whole bunch of bad options in either direction. Across the Upper East River, eastbound LI after Main Street, you got a breakdown sitting in the right lane. Traffic is sponsored by Back to the Future, the musical. I'm Greg Rice, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
Great Scott! The award-winning Back to the Future, the musical, lands on Broadway, June 30th. Head to BackToTheFutureMusical.com and book your tickets at 88 miles per hour. Hurry! Your very future depends on it.
A Queens man who shot and killed someone whom he says was attempting to rob him early Wednesday morning, now facing a judge today on completely different charges. Samantha Liebman is on it.
After the shooting, police searched Charles Spooner's 82nd Road apartment and found a cache of 25 weapons, including assault rifles, bulletproof vests, loaded high-capacity magazines, and even an AK-47, only 5 of the rifles licensed. This morning, he faced those weapons charges as his wife, Jenny, looked on. The assistant district attorney saying Phoner, a former doorman and worker at the Stage Deli, told cops he carried the gun because of how unsafe the city has been the last 3 years. And that night, he pulled out the unlicensed Smith & Wesson and emptied the revolver. He said the guns were his alone and not his wife, who wouldn't comment to reporters. His legal aid attorney, in requesting no bail, telling the judge the incident was, quote, a total aberration, noting he called 911 after the shooting. But Judge Jerry Ionisi setting bail at $50,000 cash, $100,000 bond. Samantha Leafman, 1010 Wings on 92.3 FM at Queens Criminal Court.
Meantime, Daniel Penny, the Marine veteran who put Jordan Neely in a deadly chokehold in a subway car full of passengers, reportedly having his case reviewed by a grand jury now. We're hearing multiple reports that a grand jury started hearing evidence against the 24-year-old who had already been charged with manslaughter. Witnesses said Neely was acting erratically and making them feel unsafe before Penny put him in the chokehold. Medical examiner ruled Neely's death a homicide. A grand jury will have to consider whether Neely posed a threat to public safety and if Penny used excessive force. Well, in case the heat today didn't tip you off, the summer months are here, everybody. But before you go on running over to the beach, to the officials advising how you and yours can stay safe when you do it.
Inspector Anthony Russo says you can still have fun in the sun and keep safety in mind. While the city is still looking to fill lifeguard slots, Russo says it's important that beachgoers swim in watched territory.
Because anyone can have a medical emergency, a cramp, and if you're not where the lifeguards are, no one's going to see that you're in distress.
When there's no supervision, consequences could be dire.
Most of the times, unfortunately, when we have these drownings, it's people who go to unguarded areas or beaches after hours when the lifeguards are no longer around.
Harbor patrols will be checking safety gear on boats, and jet ski operators need to avoid wakes and swimming areas. Julia Papa, 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM.
Yeah, they're really putting emphasis on that. That is, staying out of areas where you've got posted signs that are saying no lifeguard on duty. We had a baby who was 15 years old just, it was earlier this week, that drowned, and then we had 5 young ladies who were pulled from the surf, I think, off Long Beach just a couple of days ago, again, in areas where there was no lifeguard. So we just got to be careful, folks. It's summer, and, just got to be careful with that. Wednesday news time, 3:26, and now Bloomberg Money Watch, and here again is Leslie Lotto.
Larry, some folks who put their savings into a new Apple account say it's been a pain to transfer money. Dow Jones is reporting the account's in a partnership with Goldman Sachs launched in April, but customers complain getting cash takes weeks at times. Goldman says customer response for Apple Card users has been excellent and beyond their expectations. Broadcom is benefiting from AI. The company that sells semiconductors, security software, and infrastructure in complex hybrid environments is benefiting as companies build out their AI capabilities and could grow to $1 billion a quarter. That's according to Broadcom CEO, even though the company's reporting its slowest growth in years. Dow Jones growing to up 710 points, S&P 500 up 66, NASDAQ up 141. Bloomberg Money Watch at 26 and 56 past every hour. I'm Leslie Lotto for 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
When's news time? 3:27.
Honey, is our car still under warranty?
No, not anymore.
My sister just got an extended service plan from Ox Car Care.
Ox Car Care?
Yeah, Ox will cover our repair bills if anything happens to our car, new brakes, a transmission, AC, or engine problems. Plus, Ox Car Care offers free oil changes, tire rotation, and roadside assistance.
Wait a minute, we pay nothing on the repairs? Ox gets it fixed for us? Free oil changes, free tire rotation, and free roadside assistance? What's the number?
800-270-8132. Ox has a 30-day money-back guarantee and an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau. They handle their claims from start to finish, unlike other warranty companies. We should call now. 800-270-8132.
The last thing we need is an unexpected car repair bill. I'm calling Ox Car Care now.
Call Ox Car Care for your free quote. 800-270-8132. Ask about senior and military discounts. Ox covers commercial car owners too. Don't get stuck with a major car repair bill. Call Ox Car Care. 800-270-8132.
Ethos is changing the life insurance industry, not just with their technology, but with a commitment to making life insurance accessible for everyone. They treat you like a person, not a number.
Thanks to Ethos, our family has the peace of mind knowing that should something terrible happen, our future's secure. Ethos made getting the policy that's right for our family easy and hassle-free. I couldn't believe how easy it was. I answered a few simple questions, and within minutes, Ethos provided me with a range of policy options and an estimate of what it was going to cost us. No unnecessary doctor's visits, no fine print, no hassle. And no upselling financial products I don't want or need.
Oh, it was simple. I did it all from my phone while I waited in line for coffee.
Life insurance gave us peace of mind.
Take the hassle out of getting life insurance. For your free personalized quote, go to ethoslife.com. That's ETHOS life.com. ethoslife.com.
Now streaming only on BritBox. Celebrate the 10th anniversary of famed detective priest Father Brown. Expect intriguing mystery. Expect The Undetected. Watch for the free trial at BritBox.com.
Oh, it was warm this morning, wasn't it? I thought I was going to die. I stopped by and got donuts for the family here because it's National Donut Month or Donut Day. Walked in here and sweating so bad, looked like I ran to work. It's hotter than I thought it was. AccuWeather says increased clouds this evening, though. A couple of showers and thunderstorms coming around. We'll get down to a low of 64 degrees tomorrow. Breezy and dramatically cooler. Did you see this? A couple of showers early on. The afternoon mainly cloudy and likely dry, but a high of only about 68 degrees. And we'll get down into the 50s later on. And then Sunday, a mix of clouds and sunshine. Breezy with a shower and a high of 71. Right now, 88 degrees in Central Park. Good afternoon, I'm Larry Mullins. When's news time? At the Tone, 3:30.
Good afternoon, I'm Lori Madden. Former Vice President Mike Pence is in the clear in the documents probe.
The Justice Department's National Security Division notified the former vice president that he has been cleared in the investigation into the highly sensitive documents found in his home earlier this year. Back in January, Pence's team discovered a small batch of classified materials in his home in Indiana and turned them over to the Justice Department and maintained they were cooperating with the investigation. FBI agents found an additional classified document after a consensual search of Pence's home. The letter clearing him in the investigation comes just days before Pence is expected to announce a run for the White House. Faith Abube, ABC News, Washington.
Pence has not made any statements. A special counsel is also investigating the handling of classified documents found at the homes and offices of President Biden when he was vice president. Wings News Time, 3:31. Time now for expanded traffic and transit. Here's Greg Rice.
Lori, they're going to get you twice on the eastbound LY in Queens. You got a broken down SUV eastbound near Main Street in the right lane, and then further up the line, eastbound LY before the Clearview, you've got an accident sitting in the right lane. So both problems on the eastbound LY are in the right lane, and that's just the start of the issue. Eastbound LY is bad from the BQE past to the crash scene at Francis Lewis Boulevard, and you won't sniff the speed limit on the eastbound LY until you get past routes 106 and 107 in Nassau County. Not that anything else is a whole lot better. Eastbound Northern State slows over to Shelter Rock Road, again from IU Willis Road over to the Seaford Oyster Bay. Southern State is awful eastbound pretty much from the Cross Island Parkway over to the Bethpage, and the westbound Southern State brake lights from before 109 all the way to Eagle Avenue. Loop Parkway to Lido Point Lookout and Long Beach bound is shut down. They want to alleviate traffic on Lido Boulevard near that sinkhole at Regent Drive and set up a traffic pattern for the weekend, so that's why the Loop Parkway is going to be closed Lido and Point Lookout bound until at least 6 p.m. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. Citybound George 20 up, 10 down, nothing easy out. Lincoln 20 minutes in. Outbound side of the Lincoln Tunnel 20 to 30, 40 to 60 at the outbound Holland. Stall on the outbound Skyway. They push the crash on the outbound Newark Bay extension off to the shoulder, so that's the better option. Traffic is sponsored by seafood.nj.gov. When you're talking about seafood, the word that matters most is fresh. When you're looking for fresh seafood, the place that matters most is the Jersey Shore. You go to a restaurant in Jersey, you're getting the freshest seafood you'll get anywhere. You'll know it from the first bite. Find your next delicious meal at seafood.nj.gov. I'm Greg Rice, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
Now the AccuWeather 4-day forecast. Here is meteorologist Brian Thompson.
And Lori, we'll continue to watch clouds increase here as we head into the late afternoon and evening hours. We're starting to see some showers, even a couple of thunderstorms north of the city. We've one in northern parts of Westchester County near Bedford. This is moving off to the south and southwest. We have a few more out across western parts of Orange County. These are also drifting to the southeast. We'll head into North Jersey as well. So some of the storms could have some downpours, perhaps some gusty winds as we head into the evening hours. The best chance of that will be north and west of the city. Otherwise, some clouds and mild tonight with a lingering shower around late, low 64. A dramatically cooler day